how are you guys? Welcome to dimeCoins world. If you've ever wondered how to spot those highly rare and most expensive coins hiding in your collection, we'll cover everything you need to know to turn your coins into cash. So, let's get started. 1937 Silver Dime USA. Hey, coin enthusiasts, collectors, and curious viewers. Welcome back to the channel. If you're someone who's passionate about rare coins, you're in for a real treat today. We're diving into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins in US history, the 1937 silver dime. This small, 10-cent piece might just look like a regular dime in your pocket, but trust me, some of these dimes are worth way more than you could ever imagine. So, stick around, because you'll want to hear all about it. Let's talk history first. The 1937 silver dime, also known as the Mercury dime, is one of the most iconic coins ever minted in the United States. While it was in circulation, most people probably didn't realize they were holding on to a piece of history that would one day be worth far more than just 10 cents. So why is this particular coin so valuable? Well, it all comes down to rarity, condition, and a bit of good fortune. Now, you might be thinking, wait a minute, is it really worth anything? And that's the thing, while most 1937 dimes aren't worth much more than their face value, there are a few rare exceptions that have collectors scrambling to get their hands on them. If you've got one of these in your collection, or even just hiding in an old coin jar, you could be in for a big surprise. But before we get into the big money numbers, let's talk about what makes a 1937 silver dime so special. First off, these dimes were part of the Mercury dime series, which ran from 1916 to 1945. Despite the name, the figure on the coin is not actually the Roman god Mercury, but rather a representation of liberty with a winged cap, symbolizing freedom of thought. This coin became a symbol of American prosperity and is still highly admired by collectors today. But what makes the 1937 edition stand out from the rest? It's all about the mint mark. You see, many coins from this era were minted in multiple locations, and those mint marks can drastically affect the coin's value. Some of the more common 1937 dimes, like the ones minted in Philadelphia, don't carry much of a premium over their face value. But the dimes minted in Denver or San Francisco? That's where things get interesting. If you're lucky enough to have a 1937 silver dime with a D or S mint mark, you could be holding a valuable coin. But we're not done yet, because the condition of the coin is just as important as the mint mark. Coins in great condition, or in what's known as mint state condition, are far more valuable than those in poor condition. If your 1937 silver dime has sharp details, no wear on the design, and a beautiful, shiny appearance, it's worth significantly more than one that's been worn down over the years. And now, let's talk about the real eye-popping part, the value. This is where it gets exciting, so get ready. While most 1937 dimes in decent condition are worth around a couple of dollars, there are some rare specimens that have fetched incredibly high prices at auctions. We're talking about the 1937 S dime in mint state condition. At recent auctions, these dimes have sold for tens of thousands of dollars. And if you happen to have one in exceptional condition, you're looking at prices that range from $80,000 to $3.80 million. Yes, you heard that right, $80,000 to $3.8 million. Those are the types of numbers that serious collectors are paying for rare 1937 silver dimes, and the values continue to rise as time goes on. Of course, finding a 1937 silver dime in this condition is extremely rare, but if you've got one tucked away, or you come across one at a coin shop, it could be your ticket to a major payday. So, how do you know if your 1937 dime is one of these rare and valuable ones? Well, it's all about doing a little detective work. Start by examining your coin closely. Look for that mint mark, either D or S, and assess the condition. If it looks like it's been well preserved, your best bet is to get it professionally graded by one of the top coin grading services. That way, you'll know for sure whether you've got a gem on your hands. But remember, folks, the world of coin collecting is about more than just money. It's about history, craftsmanship, and the thrill of discovering something rare. Whether your 1937 silver dime is worth $2 or $2 million, it's still an incredible piece of American history that tells the story of a time long past. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1937 silver dime, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more coin collecting tips, tricks, and exciting discoveries. And if you have any rare coins you want to learn more about, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear about them. Thanks for watching, and keep collecting. 1942 Silver Dime USA. Hey there, coin lovers and treasure hunters. If you're a fan of rare and valuable coins, today's episode is going to blow your mind. You're about to learn all about the incredibly valuable and highly sought after 1942 silver dime, a coin that's not only a piece of American history but also one that could be sitting right under your nose, worth far more than you ever imagined. So, grab a seat, because this video is going to be packed with fascinating information and jaw-dropping facts about the 1942 silver dime and its shocking value. Now, before we dive into the crazy numbers and unbelievable stories of auction sales, let's take a quick walk down memory lane and understand where this dime came from. The 1942 silver dime is part of the iconic Mercury dime series, which ran from 1916 to 1945. If you've ever seen one of these dimes, you know that the design is simply timeless. The obverse features Liberty wearing a wing cap, representing freedom and thought, and the reverse shows an olive branch and a bundle of arrows, symbolizing peace and strength. It's not just any dime, folks, this coin is a piece of the Great Depression era, minted during one of the most challenging times in U.S. history. While millions of these dimes were produced in 1942, it's the specific varieties and conditions that can make these coins so valuable today. But don't get too comfortable, because some of these dimes are worth way more than you might expect. In fact, some can be worth a small fortune, and I'm about to tell you exactly why. Alright, so here's the big question: what makes the 1942 silver dime so special? Well, it all starts with the mint marks. You see, the U.S. Mint produced the 1942 Mercury dime in several locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. While the majority of 1942 dimes were minted in Philadelphia, with no mint mark, the dimes minted in San Francisco, S mint mark, and Denver, D mint mark, are the ones that really stand out when it comes to value. But hold on to your seats, because we're not just talking about any old 1942 dimes, we're talking about the rare varieties. One of the most valuable and coveted varieties of the 1942 silver dime is the 1942-1 dime. You might be thinking, what does the 1942/1 mean? Well, this is a mistake, a die overdate error made during the minting process. The die used to strike these dimes was accidentally overdated, meaning it showed the number 1 under the 2 in 1942, creating an extremely rare and highly collectible coin. And this error is what makes the 1942-1 dime so valuable today. There are only a few known examples of this error, and they have become legendary in the world of coin collecting. If you happen to have a 1942-1 silver dime, you could be holding a coin worth tens of thousands of dollars. We'll get into the exact price ranges in just a moment, but trust me, you'll want to pay close attention to the details. Next, let's talk about the condition of these coins. Like all collectible coins, the condition plays a huge role in determining value. A well-preserved 1942 silver dime in mint state, that is, a coin that looks almost brand new, can fetch a premium price at auction. Coins in fine or very fine condition will typically be worth much less than those that are in pristine, uncirculated condition. If your 1942 silver dime is free from scratches, dents, and wear, you're looking at a much higher value. Another thing that boosts the value of these dimes is the rarity of high-grade coins. For example, a 1942 dime in mint state can be significantly more valuable than the same coin in worn condition. So, if you've got one of these dimes and it looks sharp, it could be worth much more than just a couple of bucks. But what's the real value of a 1942 silver dime in top condition or with the rare error? Are you ready for it? The value of a 1942 silver dime can range anywhere from $65,000 for a mint condition example to $2 million for a super rare, pristine 1942/1 dime in gem quality. Yes, you heard that correctly, $65,000 to $2 million. That's the kind of money some of these coins are pulling at auction today, especially if they come with the right mint mark, exceptional condition, and the famous 1942-1 overdate error. Imagine just a single dime that's worth a small fortune. If you think your collection is just filled with common coins, you might want to double-check your 1942 dimes. It could be the key to unlocking a major payout. Now, I know what you're thinking. Where can I get my hands on one of these rare dimes? Well, finding one is no easy task. But the good news is, it's definitely possible. Check through your old coin collections, visit coin shops, attend auctions, and talk to fellow collectors. The market for rare coins is always evolving, and sometimes, you'll get lucky and stumble across an undervalued gem. Of course, if you do find a 1942 silver dime, it's always a good idea to get it professionally graded by one of the top grading services to determine its true value. You might be shocked at what you could discover. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or a complete newbie, the 1942 silver dime is one of those coins that's definitely worth keeping an eye on. Its history, rarity, and unique features make it a standout in any collection, and who knows? You could be sitting on a coin worth $65,000 or even $2 million. If you've got a 1942 silver dime or any rare coins in your collection, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your stories and see what amazing finds you've discovered. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most valuable dimes in US history, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more amazing coin content. 1945 Silver Dime USA. Hey there, coin collectors and treasure hunters. You are in for a real treat today, because we're going to talk about one of the most iconic and valuable coins in US history, the 1945 silver dime. Before you think, a dime? How valuable can it be? Trust me, this coin is packed with surprises, and you definitely don't want to skip this video. Stick around, because not only will we uncover the true value of the 1945 silver dime, but we'll also dive into its incredible history, rare varieties, and the shocking amounts of money collectors are willing to pay for it. So, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and get ready for a fun, informative, and totally interesting ride. And don't forget, the next video is going to be just as knowledgeable and packed with exciting information, so you definitely don't want to miss it. Now, let's jump right in. The 1945 silver dime is part of the Mercury dime series, which ran from 1916 to 1945. This coin has become a symbol of freedom, with the iconic image of liberty wearing a winged cap, representing freedom of thought and action. But what makes the 1945 silver dime so special? It's not just about the design, it's about the rarity, the condition, and, of course, the mint marks. Let's start by talking about the history of the 1945 dime. By the time this coin was minted, the United States was still deeply involved in World War II. The year 1945 marked the end of the war, and the American economy was in a state of recovery. But the dimes minted in that year carry a piece of that history, one that would later be appreciated by coin collectors all over the world. The Mercury dime series, which began in 1916, was designed by the famous engraver Adolph A. Weinman, and it became one of the most beloved coins in US history. But as much as we love the design, there's something else about these dimes that can really make your jaw drop: the value. Most of the 1945 Mercury dimes you'll come across are relatively common, with high mintage numbers. But here's the kicker: not all of them are created equal. There are some rare and highly valuable versions of the 1945 dime that collectors and investors are dying to get their hands on. The value of a 1945 silver dime can really skyrocket depending on a few key factors: the mint mark, the condition, and whether or not the coin has any special features or errors. Let's start with mint marks. Where was the coin made? The Philadelphia Mint produced the majority of the 1945 dimes, and if you have one with no mint mark, you're looking at a standard coin. However, there are also 1945 dimes with San Francisco S and Denver D mint marks, and these can fetch significantly higher prices if they're in the right condition. But here's the real exciting part: rarity and condition are what really set apart the valuable 1945 dimes from the rest of the pack. If you've got a 1945 S or 1945 D dime in mint state condition, or even better, one with an exceptional grade from a professional grading service, your coin could be worth far more than you could ever imagine. And we're not just talking about a couple of $100, oh no, we're talking big money. Here's where the rubber meets the road, folks. What can you actually expect to get for a 1945 silver dime? If it's in good condition, it might be worth a few dollars over its face value, but if you've got one in mint condition, or even one of the rare varieties, you're looking at a much higher price tag. Some of these dimes, especially those with a high grade and rare mint marks, can fetch anywhere from $48,000 to $1.70 million. Yes, you heard me right, $48,000 to $1.7 million for just one dime. The exact price depends on the coin's condition, rarity, and specific characteristics like its mint mark or any potential errors that make it unique. And let's not forget about the 1945 S dimes in perfect condition. Those are some of the most sought-after examples of the Mercury dime series, and collectors are willing to pay a premium for them. Now, I know what you're probably thinking: I had no idea that a 1945 dime could be worth this much. And that's exactly why it's so important to check through your old coin collections and keep an eye out for these special dimes. Maybe you have one hidden away in a drawer or a box somewhere, just waiting to be discovered. If you find a 1945 silver dime, the first thing you want to do is get it properly graded by a professional. Grading services will assess the coin's condition and assign it a grade, which will directly influence its market value. A mint state coin, which is basically in perfect condition, could send your investment skyrocketing. A well-preserved dime with a rare mint mark can become a true treasure, and for those of you wondering how to spot a highly valuable 1945 dime, it's all about the details. Look closely at the design, check for any mint errors, and pay special attention to the condition of the coin. Dimes with no wear, scratches, or discoloration are always more valuable. And don't forget the mint mark. The S&D mint marks can make a huge difference when it comes to value. So, to wrap it up, if you happen to have a 1945 silver dime, especially one in great condition or with a rare mint mark, you could be holding on to something incredibly valuable. Whether you've got a common example or a super rare gem, it's definitely worth checking out what it could be worth in today's market. $48,000 to $1.7 million, yes, that's the kind of money that some of these rare coins are fetching. If you have a 1945 silver dime, or any rare coins you want to learn more about, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear about what you found or what's in your collection. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for next week's video because we'll be diving into even more fascinating and valuable coins. You won't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, happy collecting, and who knows, maybe you'll find your next big treasure today.